So hey guys, how are you? So today actually I'm going to cover the technical architecture, which is the MVVM architecture. So how that architecture is going to cover on this, like the words you are going to develop that any applications. So based on this architecture you can do it. So based on the same architecture I am going to cover the few topic which is like what is the MVVM. First we need to know that what is the MVVM architecture, and then second one is set up a new project which coding and others dependencies required, project structure, set up the e- utils package and set up the data layers, set up UI layers, build and run the project source code, and the what the next. So here actually I will cover that the only that MVVM architecture, how it is going to be designed in your application. So first of all, what is the MVVM architecture? So MVVM are acronyms like a model view models architectures that remove the right coupling between each component. Most importantly, in this architectures, the children don't have the direct reference to the parent, they only have the reference by the observer. So here what actually they are trying to say that, so the view is totally depend upon the model, and model is totally depend upon the model view. Model view is depend upon the model, and model is depend upon the business layer, which like the data access you are using or the entity framework you are using. So based on that it's going to be connected. So from there, like the data is coming from the database and then sending to the model view is again sending to the view. So this how that work is continuously going to the respective architecture of MVVM architecture. So here is the like the high level of diagram. So in high level of diagram, suppose you have some that UI labels, like you have some AXPX pages if you were using, so or that like any others applications you are doing. So what you are doing to go to do, like you have to create the AXPX page, and then in that AXPX page, that VXS page is fully satisfied with that MVVM architecture. So for that, what you will do, you have to be create that one model, view model, so where like you are going to declare that what kind of the property you are going to use. So the same models we have some repositories, I like that there's some repository like your the same repository has connected to that your database. So like we have created that repository as a model. So from there the repository we have connected with the local data source, or else require the remote data source like the VMware or VDI you are using. So where you have connected, and then like the totally the main things is like in this part is like you are just making the bridge between the database and your application, like ASP.NET application you are using or any other application you are using, and following the same architecture. So this repository, like you have the class, so that class is like fetching the data from the local database, and getting the data from the local data sources, and then storing into the entities. Same the process is going to happen for the remote database. So from there, like the fetching the data and sending the response to the repository. What repository is doing is storing the entities, and then the same data is sending to the model, view model, and then after coming into the view model, so all the properties map with the UI labels, that is view. So here like the view is going to be present that all the data is coming from the backend. So that is the how that the architecture is going to work on that. So like the first things, like the once the user is login that your application, so from the view label like some designs will be there. So from the UI, like you are like login some page, so login, and then it's going to check into the model view again, giving the response to giving to the repository is giving to the local data source, or else the remote data source as per that like you're using facilities. So getting the data from here, and giving the response from the database, and again giving to the model view, and model view is giving the response to the UI. So based on that, the same architecture vice versa is going to work on that. Now what is the model? Model is basically represent the data and the business logic of the any application, not an Android application, any application. We can say that it consists of the business logic, local and remote data source, model classes, repository, or any like the cloud you are using for the database, that also we can resource share. And the second one, which is the view, it consists of the UI code, like the you are designing the tables, you are designing the text box, UI label, XMLs, whatever, like the data, and that the user action to the view model but does not get the response back directly. To get the response, it has to subscribe by the uh, observable, which view models responses to it. So view model, it is a bridge between the view and models business logic. It does not have any clue which view has to use it, as it does not have a directly reference to the view. So basically the view model should not be aware of view who is interacting with it. Interact with the model and expose the observable that can be observed by the view. So that's how, like that, the model view and architecture, that MVVM architecture is working in that your application. So if you have any question, you can comment out into that the chat. I will definitely respond your like the query. And if you have any doubt, you can connect to me so directly. So thanks, bye all of you.